Alrighty guys, what is up and welcome here to the Daily Quest number 16. Today is April 1st. Yes, that is in fact April Fool's Day. And everything on the internet is terrible right now. There's nothing safe at all. You can't go on Reddit and be safe. You can't go on Twitter and be safe because you can't trust anything. So, we're going to do Murky games because Murky's the weirdest hero in the game. Probably the most controversial hero in terms of just being like known as bad, not viable, kind of a trolly hero, if you will, and he seems to really fit in that. Now, I'm trying to read the chat, and it's a bit silly. Now, guys, Murky's he's a weird hero, right? He's definitely not a competitive hero, and we reached out for some community replays. We've got a couple that we're going to be looking at today. From just viewer submitted, so it's going to be interesting to see what the actual games look like. But before we get into the replays, we're going to talk about Murky a little bit himself. So we can switch over to Murky, and this is of course the festive Murky seasonal skin that we have, where Murky is very Easter ready. He's got that bouquet, he's got his eggs, he's looking quite nice. And that egg has a face on it. I actually did not know that. Alright, well, let's actually just look at all the skins while we're here. No face. Face is gone. Very good. And there is now a smiley face, which is kind of bothering me in this skin in general. It looks like it came out of Alice in Wonderland. And you can really waggle his flowers around. If you do it too much, Murky will, of course, get dizzy. Alright, looking at Murky. We're in the shop. We need to actually go to Murky in the Heroes page. He is one of the first heroes that was added in post-alpha. So he was one of the first additions to the game, and he was probably one of the weirdest additions to the game. And as soon as they put him in, as soon as we saw this hero, we started saying this guy is going to be the bunker of Heroes of the Storm. Now, if you don't know what the bunker means of Heroes of the Storm, back in early StarCraft 2, they would make all of these constant small tweaks each and every single patch. Change the build time to the bunker. Build time now costs 5 more minerals. Build time, yada yada yada. They made a bajillion changes. Well, Murky's kind of that way. We have seen more versions of this hero in Heroes of the Storm than any other hero by a long shot. He has been reworked. He has been changed. They've moved his talents around. They've completely changed some of his functionality. Initially, he was very much a siege backdoor, just kind of beat in your face and never stop doing siege damage type of hero that forced out mule play. Blizzard didn't like that, so they mixed it up, they changed it, and they made it a bit more different. Then Murky became kind of worthless, very blow-uppy, and they just made a big change in the most recent patch. And as silly as it is to do a Murky show, as silly as it is to focus on him, there is some viability to this new build and this new style that we're seeing out of Murky. And I haven't tested it out at all, so I've seen it played a lot on ladder. I've seen it played plenty. I've watched a lot of replays. I've even seen pro players messed around with Murky and the different talents. And there's a lot of really cool things that we're going to look at into his new talents that they've given him. Now, they've given him quite a few new things. Let me just get that talent page readied up as we go with that. And I see the sub height dance, Tomek 604, 2-month anniversary. Congrats, my friend. Thank you for being part of the Jack Eggs. But we're going to be finding a talent calculator for Murky to pull that up really quick. And just running through his talents, he's got Spawn Egg. This is the core mechanic of Murky that makes him so obnoxious, that places an egg on the map in which he will respawn from after 5 seconds. Murky just dies, respawns, dies, respawns, dies, respawns, and he never stops coming. He's got that slime. It's just damage AoE around him. He's got the pufferfish, which now has a much quicker activation and much quicker cast time than it previously did. It used to be all about siege damage, but now it's just damage in general. And if you can throw this down, it's great for lane clear. It's great for dealing structural damage, but it's also very good to just kind of dish out damage to enemy heroes. And if you can get he spawns a Jack Egg. No, 7 Samurai. If you can get this in a team fight and plays down, it will actually do a ton of damage, and it's something that the enemy team has to be concerned about, because the pufferfish can be destroyed by the enemy team. That's how hard it hits. It's something that they can actually use auto attacks to remove, and you can talent it to make it harder to kill. And of course, safety bubble, that just allows Murky to stay alive. Now, back in the day, safety bubble, there were a few Murky builds that were about staying alive and being really obnoxious and never dying, and using the safety bubble to restore your health and just, well, be obnoxious. Well, now there's even more incentive into keeping Murky alive because of one of his new talents that is essentially like a specific gathering power that was created for this hero that rewards him for being alive for a long time. But before we get to the talents, once again, just looking at the heroics, he's got Octo Grab. This is something that synergizes very well with other heroes, like Nova. If you can lock someone in place, and Nova can do a full combo, even Jaina, lock someone into place with Octo Grab, deal a full combo on them. It's 3 seconds of lockdown. It's a 3-second route in which you are just vulnerable. And, well, it's quite powerful. And then we have March of the Murlocs. This is something that if you're able to flank the enemy team, it can do ridiculous amounts of work. You talk about just zoning for the Dragonite, zoning for the bottom temple, anything, any map scenario you can think of. It's really just got a ton of presence in those fights, and that's a 100-second cooldown. So we got a 50-second cooldown Octograph, very much used for just blowing up. This has just full team utility. And I think one of the most old school things that we used to see people do with this is you pair this with the Battlecruiser on Raynor, and you just get that March of the Murlocs in their face, and, well, you just kind of lock them down and have the Battlecruiser just kind of rain down on top of them. This also pairs well with something like Starfall, and, well, honestly, just any of those massive heroics that dish out damage over a period of time in a large area. Alright, so switching over to Murky's talents. Look how pretty he is. Look how pretty and cute Murky is. Alright, let's talk about Murky. It's good to stay alive as long as possible, right? That's kind of the new style Murky. That's because of this talent at 4, Living the Dream. But we're going to get there very quickly. Bubble Breeze, that's movement speed. We got Block, generic talent. Nice. These are both good options. We've got the Assault Egg. The health and range of the sight range of the egg is increased. Yeah, I guess that's cool. And then we have Bribe. Typically, what we end up seeing on a lot of Murkies is actually Block because of how low his health pool actually is. Block makes a significant improvement on just his survivability, especially against a hero that has a lot of auto attack damage. So Vala, Falstad, anyone that's going to be just dishing out auto attacks, they do a lot of damage to him. So Block ends up having a massive impact on him. But Bubble Breeze is also a decent option because it gives you that 25% additional movement speed while in your bubble. This can be used for escaping and initiating. Typically, though, I find either Block, or if you're feeling safe, if you're feeling like it's going to be a game where you can farm up a little bit more, Bribe is a great option because being able to just get a lot of stacks, Murky's lane clear is impeccable. His ability to just throw the pufferfish down, have the slime, he's got 2 AoE abilities. His lane clear is actually one of the best in the game. And picking up the Bribe is actually just, super worth it if that's what you're going to be doing. And typically pre-10, Murky is kind of just, he's just all about that farm. He's all about the lane clear. He's a little bit more passive. Now, you, of course, can try to be a roaming, ganking Murky early level. But really, I think Bribe would be my go-to for level 1. Now, looking at 4, we've got the bigger slime area increased by 30%. That's great. Pufferfish, this makes the pufferfish harder to kill. Again, that's you throw it on the ground. It takes 1 additional attack to remove it. But this is the new talent they put in the game, Living the Dream. Passively grants 10% ability power, so by default, he gets 10% ability power across the board, and every 5 seconds, Murky gains an additional 1% more ability power, up to an additional 15%. So if you can stay alive for a long time on Murky, Murky can get 25% ability power, which is actually insane. Nope, I'm wrong. This is actually... Oh yeah, 15% extra. Okay, so the wording is just a little bit weird. But yes, a maximum of 25% additional ability power. And, if you die, you lose that. So this is something that rewards a very safe Murky play. Back in the day, it was all about being kamikaze Murky, being in your face. And we would always see Envenom, because Envenom gives him more burst and makes him very formidable, especially in the early game. But Living the Dream gives Murky a lot of, viability, especially in the late game. If you can stay alive for a long period of time, suddenly your slime hits like a truck. Dipface, math is hard. I will always fail math on Scream. But let's move on to level 7. We have Slime Advantage. Your basic attacks deal 100% bonus damage to slime targets. So this makes Murky, if you're picking up ability power, this is something that synergizes well with your auto attack. So you get the ability power boost with the 7, and then you get auto attack bonus. Not sure if these have a whole lot of synergy. You'd probably want to go for Envenom if you went for Slime Advantage. Hindering Slime increases the slow amount from 20 to 30%. This just locks them down more. Just great utility. And then we have Compressed Air. The area effect of pufferfish is increased by 50%. This makes the pufferfish radius massive, And if you have a lot of spell power, this is, probably the option I would be going for, because this massive radius in a team fight, if you can throw the pufferfish down when everything is going down, they're not going to be trying to remove it. They're going to be trying to get out of the way. And if the radius on that is much larger, well, it's going to have a huge effect. And the fact that it is clairvoyance is actually really cool. Just Murky, it already has a lot of presence. You can use this clairvoyance to like scout out places to put your egg, especially because being very aggressive with your egg is something that I really would encourage. So clairvoyance does have its place if you really want to be hyper in their face with your egg placement and just kind of all over them. Now getting to 10, both of these, I don't know why this is continuous time, both of these heroics are phenomenal. March and Octograb. They both have a wonderful place in the game. If you're going for a more Wombo style with the rest of your team, and you got something like Jaina, you have a lot of lockdown, and you want even more of that, I think March of the Murlocs is probably really good to grab, because if you can catch them off guard, come from the other side, flank with March of the Murlocs from their retreat path, and they have to suddenly either go into your team or walk through the March of Murlocs, which is going to deal a decent amount of damage and slow them down massively. That's going to allow your team to engage on them. That's huge. But at the same time, especially in the current meta, where we see a lot of Jaina players, and we're starting to see a fair amount of Nova and Vala picked up as well. I mean, Vala has always been popular. Octograb can lock them down, and if you have this increased radius for compressed air, and you have the 25% additional spell damage, you lock them into your pufferfish, and oh my goodness, does it hurt. So this is kind of that single target lockdown needed to just guarantee these big combos with the compressed air. So I'm going to say Octograb for this build. Continuous Slime decreases the cooldown of Slime from 4 seconds to 3 seconds. It's nice. That's nice. We've got the Wrath of Cod, increases the pufferfish damage by 35% against slime targets. So if you apply that slime and then throw you throw the pufferfish down, you apply the slime, and then you hit them with the Octograb, this just annihilates people. So Wrath of Cod will be what we pick up. Bubble Machine Safety Bubble now reduces the cooldown by 5 seconds. Yeah, that's cool. Hidden Assault, when you respawn from the egg, you're cloaked, and you have movement speed. Very fun, aggressive, just run around, kind of be ham Murky. But this is like the sniper blow-up style we're looking at here. At the 16, we have Slime is used upon death. You don't want to be dying because of the Living the Dream, so this is not a talent you would pick up. The slimy pufferfish. The pufferfish casts slime upon landing. This synergizes well with Wrath of Cod because you need that target to be slimed. So this makes your life a lot easier. You also have Rejuvenating Bubble. This gives you that 50% restoration in your bubble. This helps you stay alive to maintain the Living the Dream, and then Blood for Blood, a little bit more burst. This is level 16 is typically a really hard tier to pick. Personally, I say all three of these options are very good. It just stylistically depends on how you want to play it. This gives you that slime from the pufferfish, but you can apply that with your Q right after you throw the pufferfish down. So if you're a little bit more on top of things, you don't need it. I think the Rejuvenating Bubble is probably the way I would go, just because it makes Murky so hard to kill. Makes him just very slippery in general, and just gives him that self-heal, and it allows you to maintain those Living the Dream stacks much more freely. And then when we get to level 20, you have the Never-Ending Murlocs for March. You have Rewind. Did they take away the upgrade for Octograb? I don't know if it's just a mistake on this. Let me check in game. No, it's just a mistake here on the talent calculator, and you can get the upgrade. I would grab Rewind in this situation. I think Rewind is just the way to go. Giving Murky Rewind just allows you to throw down 2 pufferfish, which is, if you're already speccing into it, it can do a lot of damage. That's quite good. All right, guys. Well, that is the Murky build that we have available, and I'm gonna get that replay loaded up and ready for battle. Let me just find it first. Bam, download, and launch. So fancy. The replay is on Sky Temple, and you know what? There was little to no information provided in the file sent in. I usually won't watch the replay, but the title of the email is Murky Quick Match, Big Head Mode in Funny Bunny. So how could I not watch that? The guy's real name is Quinn. We'll see what his in-game name is, as I'm sure there's only likely one Murky. And here he is. It's Mrlglglg. And Mrlglglg, hopefully I didn't butcher your name. I'm going to pronounce it Mrlglglg. And guess what? Don't miss your bus, gentlemen. Go, go, go. And all right, so we do have this third tin. That is, I believe, the third tin of that new Murky skin. Big Head Murky does look adorable with this skin, and he's on a money pig, so I'm sold already. And we see these big heads. They did go active here on the server just last night. Abathur looks ridiculous. Raynor looks like Buzz Lightyear with a beard. We've got Zeratul head looking just absolutely ridiculous. Murky looks adorable. I love it. And there's his Easter egg. Oh my goodness. It's got chocolate. That one's cracked, and that's kind of gross. And yeah, we have our big head Bala trying to run away. Now ETC, with his massive horns, of course, can body block you much better with big head mode activated. That is, of course, not true. And nice first blood there on to that target, but Murky is going to be getting very aggressive. And looking at his build, he went for that bubble breeze. This allows him to get a little bit more in your face constantly. And Murky did die. He'll respawn. Every single time Murky dies, that's 25% experience of a death going to the enemy team. In the previous patch, the egg would reward half a death, 50% of a hero kill to the enemy team. Now it gives no experience. So they reduced the cooldown for casting the egg, and they also made it so it doesn't give experience. So they're just really trying to get Murky players to put that egg as far forward as possible. So we'll see if Mrlglglg actually ends up doing that in this game. But this Zeratul is going to be hunting for him quite a bit, and it's always an uphill battle fighting against a stealthy as Murky, because they can just walk back, find your egg, and snipe it. And a lot of times that's what they try to do. You can see he's already just coming back here, and he's found it. He's found that Murky egg, and he wants it. And when Murky dies, he might think about going in. He's thinking, but he's not going to do it. Now he's going in. Singularity Spike 1 goes down, gets that cleave, so he picks up a kill. Now Mrlglglg needs to back up. He should realize this. He's going to go back. He's got the big exclamation point hiding underneath that Abathur hat, and he's just going to come back here, sit up. Now the Zeratul has been actually slain. He got chased away, got picked off from his aggression with that, and Murky's going to have to put his egg down. There it goes once again in the middle of the map. Now, meanwhile, these temples, they've been getting picked up pretty heavily by the red team. They've gotten half this top one. You can see the duration in the top part, in the right side of the map over here. And they're now just getting on this one. Mrlglglg will sacrifice himself, dishing out a lot of damage to Bala, and then his friendly Bala is able to pick up the kill. But let's just kind of fast forward the game so we can get a little bit more into Murky's build to see what he can do here. Because I'm excited about the Murky shenanigans, and yes, he's going with living the dream. He's got the extra safety from the bubble speed, and this is going to start to get his ability power to be a little bit ridiculous. So I actually don't think we can, unfortunately, pull up all of Murky's info, his stats. I don't think we can pull that up in the replay client. That's very unfortunate, so I can't actually check his ability power. And we see Hornet will end up falling. Nicely done, but we're just going to keep fast forwarding to see Murky's build unravel. You guys might be asking, what's up with the big head? That's Blizzard's April Fool's joke. They like to do a lot of silly things for April Fools every year, and this year they decided to go with the big heads, and Murky and his big head is chasing a cow. I can't really fathom why ETC is running, but I love it. And the Abathur hat makes Murky actually rather formidable because he's just constantly in your face. There's no threat to him actually dying. And the Abathur hat just makes him really kind of obnoxious and in your face. Now, Murky cannot solo these bruisers. He thought maybe if Zeratul was going to start them, he would use the Abathur hat to assist. But with Bala here, he can do a decent amount. Throw that pufferfish down. You hit all 4 of them. Nicely done. And then the Abathur hat with the bubble to keep himself alive. He has the shields from the Abathur, keeping him alive here. And that's 1, 2, 3 down. The 4th one's going to fall. And look at that. Murky has done it. Okay, Notaku just used her E, so this is now a very vulnerable Sylvanas, and Murky is on the hunt. His slime is like white? Is it like white chocolate? Oh god, it's like the cream egg of an Easter egg. That's actually I don't know if I'm grossed out or like really happy about that, but nice pickup there. Murky again continues to keep his egg here in the middle of the map. So now he can rotate down to the bottom. He's looking for that ball again. He's finding these squishy targets and he's blowing them up. Picked up slime advantage. So this is that very just in your face style Murky, where once he uses that slime, his auto attacks do a lot of damage to you, and he can continue chasing with Bubble Breeze. So Kalal Hall just going to continue rotating around with that, blowing up these minions and just kind of keeping the game moving forward. They do have a slight level advantage, and they have Murky Abathur, mind you. A lot of teams would consider this oh my goodness, 7 Samurai. I'm not going to repeat that. A lot of teams would consider this to be unideal. Now, he gets flipped over. He will fall, but that pufferfish is going to do a lot of damage, just ruining that creep wave. That's the power of Mr. Murk himself. And he's just going to, once again, respawn in the middle with his Abathur, wheel his way down here on his Money Pig and this bottom temple, about to be spawning. What will Murky do here? Repositioning his egg. I like this. You want to be able to respawn quickly near that. You got to be, I mean, he could even be a little bit more aggressive, but he's wary of that Zeratul, so he's keeping his egg in the backline because he doesn't know what Zeratul's going to try to do. Now he's moving into the front line. This is where he should always be. Very aggressive stance here, and just dishing as much damage possible. Reindeer gonna be body blocked to death by a combination of Murky. Oh my goodness, the shields were almost enough, and ETC dashes forward. The Diablo Shadow Charge does kill him, but Murky is not done yet. He's just gonna continue coming back in. With this Abathur hat, he might be able to do quite a bit here. I mean, as he uses that bubble, he gets very aggressive moving forward, and there he goes. Abathur hat can just attack for free while Murky is invincible. This tower still has half its ammunition left, so what can they accomplish? But with this Abathur in the front line, he's going to actually stay alive. Murky trying to punish this Zeratul's aggression. But the Abathur hat is not actually coming to help here. Abathur is a little bit afraid, and now finally coming, they do pick up that kill. And Big Heads are actually just so silly right now. Zeratul has respawned. They're going to try to steal this over, but no, the final tower shots do get shot out, but they pick up a few kills here. 4 kills actually being scooped up at the end of that. And Murky's going to get on his pig. What is on his back? Oh, it's Big Green Bow. But there's the Octo Grab, so he actually dishes out a nice amount of damage, but he's not going to be able to fall. Now here's a fun fact about Murky. If we just kind of slow it down here. Murky actually gets his stun off no matter what. The 3 seconds of Octograb are applied no matter what. Now, you're only dealing 3 damage. It's really about the 3-second stun, and Murky is forced to channel that 3-second stun for the duration of it. Even if he dies, you're going to get the full duration off no matter what, and Murky does get roasted, but a beautiful Rain of Vengeance actually coming in here to zone, and they are not going to be able to pick up Vala, who, oh, I lie. Zeratul with a beautiful blink in is throwing those shurikens onto Diablo. Very nice. Zeratul will end up falling. This game is actually the most aggressive quick match game. They are just playing full-on just Team Slayer, and well, Mr. Murko is going to just be getting aggressive once again, going into that front line now with Abathur hat. Again, he can do amount of, I like the lead here, but that was actually a bit of a mistake. If he's going to Octograb, he should probably throw the pufferfish down underneath the Diablo. He threw it down in a predictionary path, hoping Diablo would walk over it and then Octograb it. But actually, if you throw it right underneath that Diablo and you Octograb them immediately, you only have to lead like half the egg, so they're touching the tail end of it, and you predict their path. Ooh, that was completely whiffed, missing that Wailing Arrow. Not good for a Sylvanas player who will get blown up at ETC stage diving in. Now, Murky, it's only 50 seconds on the Octograb cooldown, so it's not the end of the world. He's got another... I clicked on Vala right now. Let's get on Murky. Yeah, just 10 more seconds till he has an Octograb available, and we'll see what he can do with that. His egg has remained here in the bottom lane, and he looks like he wants to just reposition it, and our Rainer friend is barely going to survive here. And Murky's just going to keep walking on out, looking for this Vala. And he's actually going to be able to get her. The Octograb, you see, the pufferfish, that's the combo. Boom, dead. And it's just a really simple combo. We'll just kind of emphasize that once more, just for anyone that's curious how that was actually done. Now, he doesn't have slime advantage at this point. Or he does have slime. He doesn't have the level 13 talent. We'll talk about that when we get there. So he's just going to throw down the pufferfish and then the Octograb, and he dies during that, but the Octograb persists, picks up a nice kill, and just really well done. And trading out a quarter of a level on Murky and a 5-second death timer for a 25-second death timer and a full level of experience is worth it every single time. And you can do that every minute on Murky. Now, setting it up properly and actually getting the kills, that's one thing. But I really like this aggression. If Abathur actually happened to come onto Murky, actually he's going to be able to do it on his own. That slime advantage paying off for the additional damage with those hits after using the slime. And he's actually going to force them off this bottom temple. Now, ETC needs to be actually kind of careful, because There's the Abathur Hat, and he picks up the kill. Abathur Hat kept him alive, and he stood within that pufferfish, which does massive damage, and he did, in fact, pick up Wrath of Khan. So it's 25% or 35% additional damage to all the targets that are hit that have the slime applied to them. And of course, even ETC, with his big tank health pool, can't survive that much damage because of how hard it hits. That's why the pufferfish can be destroyed. It can be targeted down. It takes a long time for that charge to actually explode. It's kind of like Gazel's bomb without the stun, but you can actually target the bomb and blow it up. I guess it's probably the best way to look at it. And look at how effectively he can do these jungle camps, the mercenaries. He can just go in there, blow them up very quickly, and we can see that they're going to try to force him off, but he has that Abathur Hat once again. And Octograb, I believe, is available, but no, he's not going to be able to get that combo off. The Shadow Charge and the flip will be enough to just kind of stun him out, force him back, and pick up that kill onto Murky. And yeah, Zeratul getting a bit aggressive. Now, at this point in time, I'd like to see Murky to move his egg. His egg's in a very defensive posture, and I would like to see him move it. And oh, it looks like he's just going to find this target in the bush. He throws down that Octograb, and with him and Zeratul and Vala, they eliminate him very quickly. I mean, that's got to be so frustrating as it Sylvanas. You just face check the bush, and you get someone like Cthulhu comes out from the grass and just ruins your day. But that strafe, I mean, Vala just gets blown up immediately. Kalalhal is just going in, dishing out that damage. Even ETC, no, he is going to be safe because that lightning breath, the peeling lightning breath, will retain their life. Is he staged? Oh no, he's hearthing. It looks really weird. No, he's actually just being a weird cow. The giant heads are disorienting. They are very disorienting. And this Lord Dibbles is Lord Deadballs. It's ETC stage diving in with no health, also going to end up dying. And let's just look at the stats in this game. I mean, Murky has actually dished out 17k damage, which is rather nice. He's died 3.75 times. So if you multiply 3.75 times 4, I am actually going to pull up my calculator. It won't. I can't alt tab. Why can't I alt tab? Here we go. Calculator. Because never do math on stream. That's the rule. 3.75 times 4 equals. That's 15 deaths, boys. That's 15 times Murky has died. But how much experience has he given? Very little. Very little. That's the math there. Very little experience has been given. And they managed to scoop up the boss during all of that. So that's actually quite nice. Once again, Murky showing his ability in the jungle, just picking up those giants. This time they won't be stolen from him. And Vala dies on our blue team. Now this is actually quite unfortunate right as Temple spawn. But Murky has no fear. He has no reason to have fear. The Abathur Hat hopping onto his head. That's rip 1. Sylvanas down, so already they're on even footing. Never mind, as Raynor did fall here. In a big Void Prison coming out from our Zeratul player. Now, as soon as this Zeratul pops out, he could try to blow him up. Singularity Spike would finish it, and he'll actually be able to pick up that kill. And Murky, did Murky kill someone? We should be watching Murky. Oh my goodness. This Murky just going to town with that Octograb with the Abathur Hat, ruining the Diablo player, and then that's when Zeratul does get blown up, and now Murky's going to turn this over. This new Murky build, this new Murky in the game, in the Heroes beta, is so much better than he used to be, and you can really just see how well that talent at level 4, the Living the Dream, is actually paying off. And with just the power of Wrath of Kod, with Living the Dream, that's 25% bonus damage, and if they're slimed, that's another 50% bonus damage. It's quite a bit, and Safety Bubble now is going to keep him alive. So with Bubble Breeze and Safety Bubble, it's going to be very difficult to actually kill Murky in general, and hard to get away from Murky. And you've put an Abathur Hat on top of it. Whew. That is something that would be mad fun to do on the quick match. But a nice snipe coming out to keep our big, fat, lumpy Abathur alive. And there is the combo again. Good night, ETC. Goodbye goes the cow. And Murky just kind of annihilating everything within his path at this point in time. Continuing to show his ability to get into that jungle in Edge Realm. He's got to be careful with this Zeratul. Zeratul, Mr. CSU Hornet. I believe that's CSU is potentially a school. And that's a weird kind of bee that lives there. And Kalalhal, are bees and hornets the same thing? I don't actually know. Now, he does slay the Murky, but he pays with his life, and Murky will just be reborn. My only criticism is this Murky, I want him to be super ham with his egg. I want his egg to be in the forest. I want salami here. I want ham here, and then some pepperoni over here, and we'll have a full Italian sandwich with eggs all over the place. Just get more aggressive with those placements on the egg, and you can do so much. You can be in their face so much more frequently. Yes, it's more risky, but it's also the thrill of being a Murky. He's getting a lot of kills. You can't blame him for that. But it's super fun seeing Murkies get really in your face with that egg placement. But he is actually doing wonders in this game, and he picks up that and a shark too. So that makes it so that each time he smacks it with that fish in his hand or a bouquet in this build, previously it did 1 damage. Now it does 3,000%, 30,000%, 30,000%. And Mrlglglg is just gonna rotate around. We do see that we do have these shrines spawning, the temple spawning, and yes, he's gonna get blown up very quickly. But that's the power of the heal coming out. And there's the Octo Grab combo. He didn't lay down the pufferfish, but he doesn't need it with that level 20 talent. Just rips through the health pool of the Vala, and Mrlglglg isn't done yet. Rotating up to try to help his team, who are all gonna die by the time he gets there, but he'll clean it up. There's that Abathur hat applying the 2 targets. They rip apart the ETC. Diablo, he's next on the menu, and he will fall. And look at this pufferfish. Zeratul has to be so careful. If he stepped into that pufferfish, it would have ruined his day. And we see that singularity by connecting, but oh my goodness, the Abathur hat going to pick up an all kill. They traded 1 for the entire enemy team, and they have Murky Abathur. I have no idea what to think about this game. I didn't actually check the level 20. Was it a shark? I see you guys are pointing it out. I just kind of saw the heroic going down and got into caster mode. We're going to find out. Was it a big chocolate? Oh, it's a big bunny stick, isn't it? Alright. We're going to find it. I swear. It was... Alright, just one more, and then we got it. I heard the punching sound effect. I think it's like a big bunny stick. This is where the action happens. We'll just fast forward through it afterwards. And yep, it's a giant bunny stick. It looks so floppy. It looks like a giant peep on the end of a stick. I love it. Now we just saw all this unfold, so we're just gonna fast forward. Everything is chaotic. Yeah, I think I might be buying that skin after this and playing some games as Murky. Gotta get festive. And the temple suit will go to them because they just got an all kill. Now the red team has respawned, then we can resume with this game. So beautifully done by our Murky player. He's looking fantabulous. He's here in the top lane, yet again sitting on yet another temple, picking up all that siege damage for their team. But what will he do next? He's got his full build that is unfolded. He's sitting at 28,000. He is number 3 on his team. He's beating out a Zeratul in damage and an Abathur. Note, this is a team without a tank. This is a team without a healer. But they don't need it because they've got this... Rip me. Excuse me. Sorry for coughing into the mic very like they've got this ridiculous composition with an Abathur and a Murky that just don't need healers or tanks because it doesn't matter if Murky just keeps dying again and again. The Abathur gets the unlimited efficiency because he doesn't actually have a mana pool, and Abathur is not going to die. He's always in the back line, so it's working out for them. Rip my throat as I nearly died there, but Murky, he's on the hunt. He's looking around. He found a cow grazing in the pastures, not going for it. Actually, Zeratul gets picked off in the back line. Or Zeratul picked off Abathur, rather, in the backline, but the counter kill on Zeratul, that a-hole, says Vala. Not too happy with him killing Abathur, as, you know, that's his job. But here is the combo going down, the big egg going down. Oh my goodness, the pufferfish, it didn't actually go off on Diablo. I thought he was going to shadow charge into it, receiving the damage, but the frames were just a bit off, and Murky doesn't have an Abathur hat, so we can't actually trade as efficiently because Abathur had been killed, but Zeratul will come in to clean up the fight. His egg is still down here, though. I mean, he needs to get that egg more aggressive because now he's got to walk so far away. But conveniently, he's got those giants in the back line to just scoop them up, pick them up here, and have more Murk pressure on the map. As it stands, blue team is sitting really pretty. They actually have only lost this one fort in the game. Middle fort still standing, top fort still standing. And on the opposite side, well, these keeps are all exposed. All 3 of them are exposed, and they have all taken damage. So if they take a convincing fight over these next 2 temples, our blue Murky Easter Bunny friend is going to be so happy. What are you guys? Is that a copy paste? I see. Change.org petitions. You typed change.org and it bleeped your link. I'm sorry. Mubot is actually very rude. And with Murky just sitting here on the middle one, he's actually going to end up rotating up, going up to this top temple to try to contest there. We'll just hide the stats for the moment to see what Murky is able to do. And does he have the After Friend? No, but he's going to throw down that full combo, and that's going to be one kill. Now, Murky does die, and he didn't move his egg, so now he's got to travel across the map, and that's just another whoopsie, I suppose, especially because there is no bottom temple, so now he's got to walk all the way up here to get his effect on his back end battle. But Raynor is sitting on this middle temple. They're saying GG. They've got this monstrosity on the core with a boss. Middle temple gonna fall. Top temple taking the siege from, or the top key taking siege from the middle temple. And yeah, that is pretty much GG. This Abathur aggression on the monstrosity with this. Murky just doing his thing in the backline, fighting the cow yet again. He should actually have Octograb just about, well, 10 more seconds. But not even going to be needed. And he did actually end up moving his egg after realizing he had to walk across the map in that final situation. So good on him. Nice clean Murky win there in quick match, guys. That was a rather amusing game. And we're gonna keep doing this. We're gonna do something a little bit weird. I'm gonna play the second game. Typically I try to watch tier replays, but in this daily quest I'm actually going to play the second game and see how booty my Murky is. And this is probably gonna go horribly bad. Like, I'm just gonna say it now, this is actually gonna be booty butt cheeks. I'm gonna get slain a lot, and we'll see what we can. Oh god, why is it Big Head Sylvanas on the loading screen? I never noticed that. No. Why? Okay, collecting ourselves. We're gonna buy this, and that looks ridiculous with Big Head. Rip my wallet. It's okay. It's for science. It's for science. Look at that little Murky dance. Oh my goodness. Okay. And we're going to go back. And we're going to queue up for a game. It will be quick match. We're not doing Hero League, so don't even suggest it. Murky. Change that skin. Easter. Big Head. We got a golden one. We put that on a golden money pig. We're going to be looking real good. Trick Slayer would be proud. And we're queued up. Now, we're going to do something very much like, I think we're going to probably do the build that we did in the overview for the show. And just to kind of recap that, if you guys happen to miss that, what the build is likely going to look like. There'll be some variations made depending on composition. It's going to be just like this. Rip tonight's peaceful sleep. I didn't actually see the Sylvanas article. That's actually hilarious. And that's really, really cool that they went to that much detail on the website. So yeah, with this Murky build, it's likely going to be Bribe at 1, potentially Bubble Breeze, Living the Dream, Compressed Air, the Octograb, Wrath of Cod, Rejuvenating Bubble, and then at 20, likely going to pick up Rewind, but we might get the bigger Octograb if I'm feeling so inclined. But that is the general idea of what this build would be. We do have a queue now popping. Sound effects going twice, and bam, we can load up with our next game. All right, I think I saw an Abathur, and I'm very pleased about that. But I could just be seeing horrific memories of that last game because the Big Head Abathur just looks ridiculous. It looks kind of disgusting, to be honest. It's just, he's already gross, but you just make him big and lumpy, and it's even more gross. Alrighty. Dragonshire will be our map. Get that dragon music. Cthulhu Hula Poop. Cthulhu Hula Hoop. Not poop. Just Cthulhu Hula Hoop. Crocky. The Abathur. We've got a Vala named Vitakos. And then we've got Nujabe's, the really ugly Tychus, because all Tychuses are really ugly. I will be playing as Murky. Their composition, they've got a Lily, a Nova, a Brightwing, a Murky, and an Abathur. Murky v Murky, Abathur v Abathur. It's the dream, boys. It's the dream. Cthulhu Hula Hoop. I'm gotta give this guy some kind of award. And there goes my little Easter bunny egg. Got my bling on. Probably gonna step on lots of Abathur mines. It's gonna be great. Nope. Grab that Globin. Grab that Globin. You wanna grab that Globin? I just heard an Abathur. No one's soaking mid. Fantastic. Oh, even those locusts. It's that Abathur skin. I'm actually terrified to see what it looks like with a big head. The skull one sounds awful. Okay. Looks like they've got this under control. And there's a mine. And I never grabbed a level 1 talent, which is because I'm really just good at this game. And I'm going to grab Bribe now that I missed a lot of stacks that I could have had. So good. Got 2 stacks though. That's something, right? So I'm being a bit conservative with my egg at the start of the game. Try to stand on the pufferfish to like block the target so that I'm completely safe grabbing it. And Abathur should be the soak bottom for the moment. Rip Tychus. No, no. I thought I'd be able to kill it, but not at all. Ah. And they did pick up the Dragonite. We do have a Tychus bot, which is super, super good. Tychus bots are probably the best bot in the game next to the Gustav Oether bot. Murky's just kind of going to town bottom, so I'm gonna go mess up his day. Tychobot's got this. Living the dream. We're gonna live the dream. Once again, picking up my talents right as soon as I hit level 4. Definitely not picking them up at level 5. And yep. Nova, Brightwing, Murky, gonna ruin my little Murky life. But I want to soak top anyways, because Vala, she's doing things somewhere else. But look at this good Abathur, being a good Abathur, soaking that top lane, trying to keep us in this game. Hopefully our Tycho will reconnect, and then restore himself to his former glory with his big ugly face. And I almost got that second bribe sack. 7 more minions will pick that up for me. And oh, look at this. These giants in the backside. Kind of annoying. Bye, Tychus bot. You had a good life. Just gotta clean these dudes up, because they will do a lot of damage uncontested if you do not. And now that's taken care of. We'll try to keep them busy down bottom. grab compressed air to make that pufferfish even bigger. You can see the other Murky grab that as well. We should actually take a look at his build in a moment. And Abathur, he's got to run from Murky. They're staying busy, so I actually have 2 bribe stacks. That's why I want to get aggressive and pick up these giants. And we're just going to rotate up. And then rotate down. Because there's no one down. So we did pick up Nova. Let's see if I can turn this shrine over. Brightwing's going to see me. Okay. Murky's coming back. Wrecked. But they managed to take top back and take the spot, doing things. Yeah. Gonna move my egg. I need to get more aggressive. Take my own advice. Gonna put it in the middle of the map. I've been rotating around quite a bit, and just gonna get that egg up there. Those giants actually might even get that tower. Yeah, they're gonna get that tower. That's pretty good. There's my egg being placed, and yes, that is a very aggressive position for it, right behind the wall. Very easy for them to spot. Vala, I believe. And that's 15 seconds where I can't put my egg down. This Jaina, she's ridiculously ham right now. Water dragon! Nova, she's actually hunting for my egg, I think. Oh, that's good. Octograb, we almost have 10. I will be going Octograb in this game for sure. Okay, kept them back for the time being. Monstrosity. We got this game. We're bringing it back. And there's the Octograb. Oh. Not sure if this will actually kill her. No, not even close. I need those stacks for my ability power. Okay, am I dead? Yep. Wrecked. That's my MLG 420 no-scope skills right there on Murky. Well, strength is doing wonders for us, and so is our Tychus bot. This guy is just... he's the best. Tychus bot is the way to go. Look at his damage output. He's got 3,600 hero damage. So good. Thank you for your contribution, Tychus bot. Oh no. He's outside the pufferfish range, so he's going to be alright. They know my egg place is there. Oh my goodness, I actually just have to run.
And destroy your enemy.
I keep dismounting when I come out of the egg because I expect to have to mount when I, for some reason, but it auto mounts you. Gonna try to sneak on them somehow. He's gonna live. Tiger Spot did it! Tiger Spot! He's gotta believe. Wrath of God. Alright, now the burst becomes real. Becomes scientific. I'm clearly a Murky main. Oh. Jeez. I gotta start just like snap using the bubble the second I see, like think there's a Nova. I want to take that top shrine back. Pufferfish ready. There's Nova. Can we get it? No! I got ruined. So close yet so far. Okay, bribe stacks, briberoony. They're gonna get a Dragonite. Must try to stop. Five seconds till Octograb. I'm just watching for Nova very carefully right now. They're pushing hard up there. Continuing to push hard up there. My team is pretty much all dead. Not sure why they haven't gone for the Dragonite. I will continue waiting. They will come eventually. My party is just getting ravaged right now in the base. Yes! I knew it would come. Get wrecked, Murky! No! What? Oh, I have failed my family. I'm so shamed right now. I'm so shamed right now. My egg was ruined. I knew the risk. I knew the risk going into that. I didn't expect the Murky level difference to just ruin me. I did the exact combo. I had the exact blow up on him, and it was just not enough, and his egg just came back and annihilated me in the end. Egg sports?
The enemy is attacking your core.
Rejuve bubble. Yeah. Probably a clone. God, as soon as I used it, I was like, that wasn't the real one, was it? Water Dragon. She needs mana anyway, so go home. Okay, turning that Octograb around. Ooh, Jaina got wrecked. Tiger Spot's got this. Keeping these kids busy. We're gonna get a fort. See that? We are actually gonna kill a fort. Because of esports now.
Shrine awaken. Leave only ruins.
See, their monstrosity got ruined. Nice, nice. We're in an okay spot now. Okay, gonna go get these bruisers. There's nothing else for me to get.
Dragon shall rest no longer. Unleash
Can't do it. I cannot. We esports now, boys. Nova? Which one's the real one? That one? Nope. That one. The blank heals kept her alive. Oh, that laser drill placement. Good job, Tiger Spot. We got this. Hope.
take your revenge.
Rip. Yeah, my bruisers, they keeping top nice and safe and happy. Bottom, we got this.
Core is under attack.
We're not dead yet. Oh boy. Man, Lily Brightwing makes it kind of hard to kill them. They just have so many small heals that they're always just using and staying alive with. Ugh. Stop all these locusts. Yeah, that white slime looks gross. I don't like that. I don't like that at all. Nujabes has lost her connection. Nujabes. I want my Tiger Spot. Yeah, we're gonna grab the shark. Oh no! Look at all those locusts. Yes, the impeccable Abathur defense. Seven Samurai, you can guess why I don't like the visuals of that. You might have explained it earlier. We're living. We're living. Water Durgan. Crab life. Did he actually get the slow on the poly? Huh? Where the heck is Brightwing? No, he didn't. What was that? What was it slowed from? That's a weird build. That is the weirdest Brightwing build I've ever seen.
Triple kill. Hardly a challenge.
Tried to destroy it. Getting some presence on the map again?
The enemy is attacking your core.
Are you serious? He's gonna end the game with that?
The shrines are gathering power. The Dragon Knight calls for the Dragon Stone.
He's trying to.
These mercenaries must take the Dragon Knight's power.
Okay, I've been really passive with my egg for a long time. Means the Nova probably stopped looking for it for a while. Saw the Nova though. Where is she? If she steps forward, I can kill her. Oh no. As soon as I think I'm safe to put my egg down. Tiger spot with a bolt! Oh, the sickest plays I've ever seen. You're going back in your home, egg. Locust just spawning for days. Oh, okay.
And take your revenge.
Gonna say, it looks like there's a big fight happening mid, and Tiger Spot can clean it up. And gets Murky. Something. They're just protecting the Abathur, who's in there. That should be game. Rip! Pitiful Murky damage. Pitiful Murky game. And that's why I typically don't play Murky. But the idea of the build was there. If the Tychus hadn't disconnected, oh my gosh, game might have looked a little bit better. It's kind of hard playing with a bot the entire game because it just feeds the enemy team and they just get stronger and stronger throughout the game. And it just didn't pan out all that well. But that's going to do it for today's daily quest. We're going to keep streaming, of course, as always. But let me just pull up the Team Liquid thread. And tomorrow, we had talked about doing Tassadar. I'm not entirely sure if that's going to happen or if it's going to be Heroes of the Dorm. I'm down to hear your guys' feedback. If you guys would rather see a more serious episode focusing on Tassadar, or if you guys would rather see, just me looking at actual just pro analysis of Tassadar games, like actually just high-level play, or me looking at Heroes of the Dorm matches and trying to provide feedback for those. So it's up in the air. Whatever you guys prefer will happen. And as always, you can send me replays to the email that is not loading here, which is solidgeekgg@gmail.com. Let's get that. Oh, yeah, there we go. You can, guys, always shoot me emails or shoot me replays of your matches over there. If you are competing in Heroes of the Dorm and you want to shoot me some replays, please, I encourage you to go on ahead and do that. But on that note, I'm going to prep to switch on over to some normal streaming. This is where the VOD will be cut. Just going to be quiet for a second. Ambiance. Good.